All right, welcome to another episode of JD's Deep Cut Sunday Tracks. Again, where we're going to delve into obscure albums, artists in some cases. And welcome back. Thank you for joining me last Sunday. I mentioned that I was going to add another episode, a midweek episode. Okay, so not Sunday today, but Wednesday, midweek. Okay. Thank you all, VC, for tuning in. You guys are all great. Hopefully you're watching some of the videos. I kind of was, contemplating and thinking of the topics, what type of episode I should do. Thinking about all my loves of music, different genres I like. Of course, my main, of course, is hard rock, metal. I love 60s psychedelic, classic 70s hard rock, on the verge of metal, 80s as well. But another love I have of one of the genres of music that I love is Gothic rock, Deathrock, dark wave. That's another type of music I really like. I like a lot of the 80s. In this case, it's a lot of 80s bands that came out. They weren't your typical new wave. Okay, these bands were a little bit, maybe a couple of famous bands that started off a little bit on the darker side. Okay, but we're gonna be showcasing a lot of the Gothic death rock. Okay, so the first one for the episode, special one. Okay, I got introduced to this band, I believe in the late. I had heard of them in the early 90s, late 80s. I had been hearing about them, but I never really dwelled on their music. Heard a lot about that band, but until a friend of mine, shout out to Edgar, okay, really introduced me to them, gave me a cassette. Never forget, said, listen to this, just listen to it. So I listened to it. I loved what I heard. Went out and I believe I got the cassette or the CD. Till years later, I came across the record, finally got it, but really like this band a lot, especially the early incarnation. Okay, so we're talking about Christian Death. Okay, Christian Death is a Gothic death rock band. Came out in the early 80s. Only Theater of Pain. This album came out, Frontier Records, 1982. Okay, this is a really good album. This is the first one I heard from them. Okay, this lineup to me is the best. I do like their later lineup, after Valor Can took over, but I love these first two albums, but this album in particular because of Rick Agnew, the guitar player. Rick Agnew of Adolescence fame, DI, I believe, punk, more of a punk guitar player, but his guitar playing very skillful, very unique. You know when it's Rick by the tone of his guitar and his guitar chops. Okay, but Only Theater of Pain. Okay? This album is a great dark wave death rock album. Frontman Roz Williams, very unique vocalist. Very special, very original. Okay, his lyrics, great dark lyrics, talking about dark religious themes, Gothic themes, catastrophes, stuff like that, dark morbid theatrics. Okay, the song we're showcasing here is Romeo's Distress. Okay, I believe that's the first one I ever heard, and that's my favorite song from them. I love this whole album. Okay, Burnt Offerings was a great song. Spiritual Crab's a great song. The whole album, but for some reason, Romeo's Distress, that guitar tone along with the vocals. Roz was very eclectic in his vocal front. Told stories. Almost narrated the song type. Okay. Good background vocals by Eva O. Roz did this album and did Catastrophe Ballet after this, but it was a different lineup. Valor took over guitar. Not a bad album. I mean, it's good. It was just a little bit more not as edgy and hard, okay, as this one. But this album, man, it's a great album from start to finish. The recording, you know, that sound, the tone of the guitar is great. It just takes you on this trip, you know, dark trip, especially with his vocals. You know, Roz, I believe, left after the second album and went on to form Shadow Project, I believe, with the Zen wife, I guess. Shadow Project was more of an alternative, a little bit heavier, you know, borderline maybe goth metal, if you want, if you will. But I always go back to the first Christian Death album, Romeo's Distress, Only Theater of Pain, such a great album. You know, his vocals coming from the heart, you know, just it's just more authentic, more genuine. You know, I believe he really lived his lyrics. You know, to me, that's a true artist. It's just sad when, you know, they take it to the next level, to the next extreme. Roz passed on in '98. He committed suicide, sadly. But he's still alive in the music. He's still alive on this album. So if you get a chance, I mean, this is a great album to start. You know, I love this album because it's the first one I heard, and it's a major, it's a Strength debut album, okay, by them, okay. And again, Roz being such a great front man, you know, just those lyrics coming from the heart, you know, to me, that's a true artist, pure artist, you know. The lyrics actually kind of, you know, stand for something that he might have believed in. You know, this lineup though, they just clicked. You know, chemistry with this lineup is great. You know, James on bass, George on the drums, great drums. Everything's good on this album. Just the recording's just dark. Great tone on that guitar, like I mentioned. And just the guitar and Roz's vocals, they just blend, they just mesh, just like magic. Like, you know, you don't get that. You just do not get that. Very few bands can pull that off. And I believe they definitely did that. Okay, so doing the midweek episode, we'll be focusing on gothic death rock. You know, kind of underground bands. Okay, it's my love too of that genre. I love that genre. You know, they call it gothic music, whatever, but to me it's more like a death rock, you know, gothic death rock. You know, not your mainstream, you know, what they call goth. Although there's a couple of big bands in the genre and era that, you know, that started maybe dark. They just got a little bit more poppier, more trendy, you know. But we'll be featuring, you know, showcasing these bands for the midweek episode. Okay, I'll still be doing the Sunday ones. But again, thank you for checking out JD's Deep Cut Sunday Tracks. Like and subscribe. If you get a chance, tell a friend. Okay. Hope you like the episodes. Trying to do something different here. Not following anything or in particular. You know, not doing your top 40 hits. You know, it's been done many of times. I'm just trying to do something different. Maybe introduce somebody to another band, a new band. Okay. All right. So thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you on Sunday for the next episode of JD's Deep Cut Sunday Tracks. Have a good one, and I'll see you then. Keep spinning that vinyl. Check it out.